Hello, Coach Kierstin here. Happy Training Tip Tuesday. We're going to talk really briefly about finding the right lifting shoe. So this is a question I get a lot with a lot of my one-on-one clients of like, hey, what shoe should I be lifting in? Or my clients will send me form check videos and I see the shoes they're lifting in. I'm like, if you change your shoes or change your footwear, I guarantee this lift is going to feel completely different. And that's because when we are lifting, when we are actually lifting heavy objects up off the ground or doing any sort of like true cross training, we want to make sure that our foundation of support, aka our feet, are at their happiest, that they are structurally where they need to be, and that they are supported well. So while most of the time you see people working out, especially if they're new to the gym, they have their sneakers on, right? We think of our sneakers as our regular tennis shoes, but oftentimes those shoes that, might be Nike brand or Adidas or anything like that are more for running. Like they're more of a running shoe. And that translates into a sport that is very different than what we were doing when we are lifting. So I want you to take a look at two of my normal quote unquote sneakers and let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is like a normal sneaker I have, right? I do not lift in this shoe. This shoe, what we're gonna look at is what we call the heel drop. So the heel drop is it's probably about 1 inch to 1.5 inches tall. So that means my heel is elevated about 1 inch to 1.5 inches higher than where my toes are resting. So my foot is going to sit in the shoe like so. The second thing we're gonna look at is actually the actual toe box. So we call this the toe box. This is where the ball of our foot is. And this is important because we have to make sure that there's enough space in the toe box for our feet. Now, let me show you another shoe. This one also pretty decent heel drop, kind of elevated in the back, and it has a bit of a wider toe box, but neither of those shoes are what I would consider for lifting. And I'm gonna insert a picture right here, which actually shows feet in an x-ray machine in different positions in different shoes. So as you can see, anything that is a normal like sneaker type shoe and heel, like you can see the heel being raised is actually causing the foot to not sit flat. Like there's a weird arch in the foot. And what then happens is it creates a huge problem up the entire kinetic chain. It can cause problems up through the calves, the knees, the hips, and let me tell you, the low back. So it's very important that we minimize the heel drop. Now let me show you a picture of what a foot looks like in a narrow shoe. So when you look at like the x-ray right here of a foot in a narrow toe box versus a wide toe box, you can literally see how the bones are not laying flat. So when we are lifting, we want our toes to be splayed. We want the whole ball of the foot to be flat on the floor because again, that's gonna give us a base of support that is steady and able to do the work we're asking of it. So that is the difference too between having a narrow toe box and a wide toe box. And many shoes are built narrow. It's kind of like our Western culture thinks that narrow feet look better in fashion terms or something. It's all a bunch of made up stuff. So look for a shoe that is going to have a small to no heel drop and a wide toe box. Now let me show you the shoe I wear. So this is the shoe I've been lifting in recently. It's actually the New Balance Minimus, no affiliations whatsoever, but it has little to no heel drop, as you can see, and it is very flat along the bottom, and then it has a very wide toe box. And I actually ordered it in the additionally wide size because I have very wide feet to begin with across the ball, but again, it's very lightweight and it almost simulates being in a barefoot situation. So that is my next tip. If you are able to, I have a lot of my clients lifting in bare feet or in stocking feet. So they wear socks that are not slippery, of course, and that also allows them to really feel the floor. And then our bones and our feet are in their anatomically correct position most of the time. So if you've seen people barefoot in the gym or in socks and you're like, what are they doing? It's actually a really great idea. It helps you get your full foot on the floor and then you're able to use that foot properly for your lifting. So again, a barefoot option is fantastic. And then of course, any sort of lifting shoe that is flat, relatively low, wide toe box, little to no heel drop. Those are the things you're gonna wanna look for in a lifting shoe. So if you guys have any more questions, please let me know, but I hope this was helpful. And if you have questions, just shoot me an email. Have a great day.